Welcome back to our German for Beginners series. In this lesson, we are going to zero in on just two verbs. Now that might sound pretty simple, but trust me, these are the absolute cornerstones of the German language. Sein, which means to be, and haben, meaning to have. If you can get these two down, you've basically built the foundation for, well, for everything else that comes next. And I am not exaggerating one bit. Just think for a second about how often you use words like is, are, have, and has in English. It's exactly the same in German. You could almost say these two verbs are the engine of the language. Mastering them isn't just a good idea, it is the key to unlocking real conversation. So let's get right into it.
Okay, first things first. Remember all those nice, predictable patterns we learned for regular verbs? Well, for today, I need you to just kind of push those to the side. Sein and haben, they're the rebels of German grammar. They are highly irregular, and they absolutely play by their own rules.
So, how do we learn them? This is the one time I'm going to tell you that there are no clever tricks, no shortcuts. You just have to memorize these conjugations by heart. Treat them like the chorus of your favorite song or a phone number you use all the time, something you just drill until it becomes completely automatic. It is the only way.
All right, let's get to the good stuff. Here they are, the conjugations. We're going to look at them side by side, and I really want you to try saying them out loud with me as we go.
So here we go, the heart of the language on one single slide. Let's do sein first. Ich bin, du bist, ist. Notice how different each one is. Then we have wir sind, ihr seid, sie sind. And now for haben. Ich habe, du hast. See how that B just disappears there? Hat, wir haben, ihr habt, sie haben. Okay, I'm being serious here. Pause the lesson right now. Write these down, say them 10 times. These are your new best friends in German.
Okay, so now that we've got the forms memorized, let's see what sein actually does. Right now, as a beginner, you're going to be using it as a main verb. Its entire job is to describe a state of being, to say what something or someone is. And sein is a real workhorse. It handles your identity, what you do for a living, describing things, saying where you are, and even your age. Let's look at some real sentences so you can see it in action. You can really see how flexible this is. For your identity, ich bin Thomas. Simple. For a job, sie ist Ärztin. Describing someone, du bist nett. Asking for a location, wo bist du? And pay really close attention to this last one. In German, just like in English, you don't have years, you are a certain age. Ich bin 30 Jahre alt. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about our second superstar verb, haben. Its main job is pretty much what you'd expect, to talk about possession, to talk about the things you have. And this works just like English, which is nice. Ich habe ein Auto is, you guessed it, I have a car. Hat einen Hund means he has a dog. You can even have things that aren't physical, like a question. Wir haben eine Frage. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Well, hold on. Okay, I need you to lean in and pay really close attention for this next part. Because what we're about to cover is probably the #1 mistake English speakers make when they're starting out. Getting this right will make you sound so much more natural, instantly. So let's do a little pop quiz. How would you translate the sentence, I am hungry? Your first gut instinct coming from English is probably to use the verb to be, which is sein, but is that correct? Nope, it's a trap. The correct way is ich habe Hunger. You literally say I have hunger. If you say ich bin Hunger, you're basically saying that you are hunger itself, like you're some kind of food monster. It's a very common mistake, but it's also one you can easily avoid. So let this be the one thing you really take away from today. You've got to burn this phrase into your memory. It is always ich habe Hunger. In German, you have hunger and you have thirst. You never are them. It's a fixed rule. It's not going to change. And this whole have rule isn't just for being hungry. It pops up in other really important phrases. If you're thirsty, it's ich habe Durst, I have thirst. If he has time, hat Zeit. And to say she is afraid, it's sie hat Angst. Literally, she has fear. So, what's all the fuss about? Why are we spending an entire lesson on just two verbs? Well, it's because they have a secret second job. As you get more advanced, you're going to see them all the time as helping verbs that help you form other tenses, like the past tense. Let's just take a quick peek into your future here. Don't stress about memorizing this right now, just try to understand the idea. To talk about something that happened in the past, you'll often start with a version of sein or haben. And this slide shows you the basic recipe. For example, to say I learned, you'd actually say ich habe gelernt, which sounds like I have learned. To say I went, it becomes ich bin gegangen, I am gone. You see how haben and bin are just there to, well, help the main verb? That's their second job.
But please, really, do not worry about this part yet. I'm only showing you this so you understand why memorizing these verbs right now is so important for your future. For today, your only job is to go back and master those two tables we looked at earlier.
So, to wrap everything up, your mission is simple. Memorize those conjugation tables. You honestly can't over-practice them. Write them out, say them out loud while you're making coffee, make up little sentences like ich bin and ich habe. The goal is to make these two verbs part of your German DNA. In our next lesson, we're going to tackle another special group, the modal verbs. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you then.